ready to rock. We're ready to rock and roll Saturday morning. Saturday morning is here. Game sevens. Both leagues. Game sevens. Nobody saw that coming. I didn't see it coming. Still sticking with my teams. The Braves and the Rays. I'm still sticking with them. I think at least one of them wins anyway. Four really good pitchers are going today, and it should be a heck of a games. Two heck of a games. What's going on, Keith? And Astros management came out. In fact, I think it was Dusty Baker that said this. Our future Hall of Famer came through for us, Zach Greinke. No. Look, the guy's getting ready to have a birthday in 3 days. He's going to be 37 years old. He's got 205 wins. 205. No, he's not a Hall of Famer. If you want Hall of Fame numbers that is not in the Hall of Fame, go look at Jim Cott. 283. 283. Still not in the Hall of Fame. But 205? I don't think so. I don't think that can get you there. Now, his winning percentage is great. But 205? That's not 305, guys. 205. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. I'm sorry. He's pitched some decent games in his career. And if that was his career moment, come on. Championship Series Game 6 and not even the deciding game? No, that can't be your career moment. That can't be it. Max Fried, Walker Buehler today. Walker Buehler got beat around the bushes last time around. Doubt he will this time. Max Fried pitched pretty well. I'm still taking the Dodgers. The Braves, rather. I'm taking the Braves to win. I think the Dodgers have a legit shot of winning this game, though. Walker Buehler, this is where he can step up and become the staff guy. I'll give the manager a little latitude to inspire his team, though. Yeah, maybe so, but come on. I mean, you can just say, our staff ace. How about that? Staff ace. We can go that far. Hall of Fame. I'm going with the Braves here. I think the Braves are going to win this ball game. I'm going to say 2-1. Walker Buehler could make the argument if he comes through Game 7 right here today. They don't even have to win the World Series. He is then maybe the Dodgers ace. It's still kind of up in the air. Is he the ace? Is Kershaw the ace? And nobody really says anything. I mean, they just let whoever pitch. They don't much care. But I think Buehler can really make one step forward right here if they win. And first game of the World Series Tuesday? Monday or Tuesday one. So they get a couple days off. McCullers Jr. and Morton. Don't forget the last time McCullers Jr. come out and pitched. I hope the Rays don't. 2004 Yankees. I hope the Rays don't. 2004. I don't understand that one. I hope the Rays don't. 2004 Yankee. This whole series. You mean, you hope they don't rip it? I don't think they do. I'm taking Charlie Morton here. Lance McCullers Jr., though, has had some career moments. Yeah, lose after being down 3. Now, I don't think they will. I tell you, this is what I think happens. If the Rays win today, the Rays win the World Series. If the Astros win today, The National League will win the World Series. I don't give a damn which team plays the Astros. That's what I think happens. So I got them ranked: the Rays, the Braves, and the Dodgers together, and the Astros. That's what I think happens. I don't think the Astros win the World Series. I really don't. But I think this Rays Astros game is going to be a high scoring game. They learned how to hit that ball out at San Diego. Wow. I'm going 6-4 in that game. 6-4 is the way I look at that one. I think it's going to be a decent ball game, and then somebody for the Rays is going to step up, maybe hit a solo shot, a 2-run shot, and be like, okay, we're taking control of this game. And I think that's what will happen. Darla's out of town. She probably should have had a race this morning. I didn't have it set up, so we won't do it. How much rest has Morton had? Has Morton pitched at all in this series? You know what? I don't know. Charlie Morton's last start. Charlie Morton, Tampa Bay Rays last start. I don't know. And he wasn't very. He had his earned run average right around 5 for the season, so he wasn't that great. So we'll see what happens. But he did sign a 2-year deal with the Rays, $30 million. So he's there for 1 more year. So he has to say that, you know, that's a guy I'd love to see the Phillies with. But I think the Phillies are going to get some lesser priced guys. And I even wanted to talk about that here too in just a second about the Phillies. I don't know about his last start. I do not know. 2 weeks ago, if you'd have told me to agree with John Middleton on anything, I'd have told you you're crazy as hell. Now I'm starting to agree with John Middleton. Okay, let me tell you why. JT Realmuto, the best catcher in the game. We know he's a top 2 or 3 catcher. There's no doubt about that. He's going to be 29 when his season starts next year. All right. He's wanting a 6-year deal. All right. And he wants right at anywhere from 26 to 30 for a catcher. The DH may stay in effect. It could stay in effect next year in the National League. Let's go on the low end of things, and let's say he gets 26 mil. All right, let's go on the low end of things. Calculator: 26 mil times 6 years. That's $156 million you got tied up in a catcher. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And even look, the Yankees are already getting away from Gary Sanchez. The Yankees are getting away from Sanchez. They're not happy with him. Look, they're letting him. They're pretty much going to let him walk. I don't think he'll be a Yankee come opening day next year. No way, Sanchez will. But Realmuto has stated, at least to 3 different publications, he would rather not play in New York. His favorite destination of all would be Atlanta. If he had his choice, which he's got his choices, but Atlanta's not paying him $26 million. I'll promise you that. Atlanta hasn't even opened their wallets to all of their relief pitchers, rooting for Astros. So Yankees are no longer loan club member. Okay. Personally, I am not a fan of the DH. However, I would like the NL to adopt it to have all rules universal. One way or the other, or either just get rid of it. Either way, I don't care. So we'll see what happens there. I personally think this is what I think happens with Real Muto. I think his market is going to be steaming. I guess he thinks because I guess the Yankees got Garrett Cole. I don't know why you would worry about that, but Astros had a bid in for Garrett Cole. It wasn't like Garrett Cole didn't. Garrett Cole turned him down. And all teams have look. Let's don't. I mean, don't. I'm not going down a team for spending more money than another team. Why would you do that? I'm not. If you can offer the money, why not? Oh, the only team to choke 3-0. Oh, so you Yankees are no longer. Oh, okay, I got you. But I think the market is going to be red hot for Real Muto at early, and this is what I think he should do. If he wants the money, within the first month out there, he needs to be signing somewhere. Because I tell you what, I think the market will go down a little bit. The Mets have stated we want Real Muto. The Yankees have stated we want Real Muto. Now, obviously, they couldn't send it out. They couldn't put a billboard out there saying we want Real Muto. But you hear from staffers and shit. We know that both New York teams want Real Muto. There's no doubt about that. The Braves obviously are not saying anything yet. They're in the middle of a pennant race here, and in the middle of maybe even an All-Star run. I mean, a World Series run. He's not getting $25 million from the Braves. I'll bet money on that. He will not get $25 million a year from the Braves, even 4-year deal. 100 rather. The short season probably favors the large market teams even more. I think it favors a team with a lot of hitting, and all 4 of these teams can hit. All 4 of these teams can hit the ball. I think it does that. Man, I tell you, like I say, I like the Rays today. I think the Rays with Charlie Morton, I think they win. I like the Braves. Max Fried. Less profits. Right. Well, they're not making anything. No team's going into green, getting out of the red this year. None of them are. Because even the baseball contract, where you could get your own, nobody hardly ever bought the MLB package this year. They just didn't. So that's what they're counting on next year. They're going to play 162, but they're hoping that MLB package, which me and Darla buy it every year, that's right at $170, 160 will do it. So small market teams are only going to be able to add some scraps this offseason. Well, I don't necessarily think that, and I'll tell you why. Most teams are set 4 years in advance as far as how much money they can spend. And, we already know the Red Sox said they want to spend $3 million less this year, $5 million less next year, and $8 million less the following year. Well, that, like you say, that's table scraps to some teams. Oh, yeah. If you want to watch it on your TV, on telephone, but I'm talking about on the TV. You know, switch to T-Mobile, get it for free. Yeah, but we just get the MLB package. We like to do that. We like to watch, and we get to keep up with pregame and postgame with the Phillies. Then, if we do that, so definitely, like I say, definitely like your Rays and the Braves today. Will small market teams be likely to trade away their best players for a package of prospects? Yes. That's the one thing this year. Charlie Morton's got one more year on his contract, but the Rays have so much depth in pitching. Don't be surprised to see somebody go out there say, look, we'd like to have Charlie Morton and, maybe Diaz. And look, we'll give you 6 minor leaguers. And the thing is, though, the Rays are not going to get table scraps. They're going to get guys that they know in 3 years, 4 years are going to be able to play. They have a hell of a farm system. Because they have people, they have great scouts. That's why the number one reason I want Philadelphia to hire Tampa's GM. And by them not hiring a GM yet, I think there's a chance of it. Because they can hire a GM, right? They could have already hired somebody. They can't make it ink official yet. But they could go on and hire a GM right now if they wanted to, and they're not doing it. So I'm hoping they get the guy from either the Rays or get Billy Beane. But we're gonna see if Beane ends up going to, if he ends up going to Boston, that could turn the whole Fried. Oh, Max Fried. He's not Friedman. It's Fried. Max Fried's a pitcher for the GM for the Rays is not. I don't think his name is Friedman. What's his name? I don't think his name is Friedman. It may be. You may be right. General manager for the Rays. Eric Neander. Yeah, Neander. That's who the Phillies actually want to grab him. They had him in their top 5 all along. I'm just hoping they don't get that joker from Jersey, the Jersey Joker. Yeah, and that's the thing. When you got a general manager's doing that damn good a job, and you don't know him, chances are he ain't making no money. I bet he's making peanuts. Bring his ass to Philly, pay him $4 million a year. Sign him up for 5 years. Look, $20 million. How about that? I think it's the way to go. And if they can get Billy Beane in Boston, we'll sign you for a 20-year deal. He's 50. Was he 58? We'll set you up. 100 million, 90 million, whatever, for 20 seasons. You can have Bean Alley. Billy Bean Alley, we'll call it out there. We'll have a place for you right here in Boston. And trust me, the people in Boston, if Billy Beane was coming to town, would wake you hell up. They know it. He would be the biggest name they got right now. Not Sale. Not Sale. Hell no. Chris Sale would not be the biggest name they got. Billy Beane would be it. He would be it. Because I'm telling you, with the money that they can spend, and they spend triple, sometimes 4 times what the A's do. And the A's make you playoffs every friggin' year. They have a decent. Now the A's have a decent minor league system, but he brings guys straight in. He's a AAA guy. Let him pitch. They're not scared. That's one thing. Oakland is not scared of putting a player out there that's questionable, let's say. They're not scared of it. They're just not. So if Neander is not on the list, let's hope to hell they end up going to get well, obviously we're talking about two teams now, Boston and Philadelphia. Philadelphia, I think Billy Beane is the way to go. But if they don't get Neander, I'm talking about Philadelphia. I mean, he's going to Boston, rather. Philadelphia, if they don't get Neander, I think they need to go get the one that came from Dombrowski. What is the offseason plan for the Indians? Looks like it may lose their manager, right? Haven't they had them talks? I think. Sign Lindor would be nice. Yeah. And then the guy from Chicago looks like he's leaving town. The one he was with the Red Sox. Now I thought he was overrated. Theo Epstein. Yeah. He left a shambles. I thought he left a shambles in Boston myself. I'd heard Francona's not been in the best of health. And I heard there was a chance Francona was leaving. That's what I've been hearing. But I don't think he'd go nowhere else. I think he'd give it up. Haven't looked at their free agent list. I already know. I've been watching Nutbag's. I've been watching Nutbag's YouTube channel, and if you don't know who Nutbag is, it's Trevor Bauer. He's not going to Boston, folks. He is not going to Boston. I don't care what anybody says. He's not going to Boston. He's a friggin' nutbag. I think he believed it. Yeah, I agree. Epstein did not have – everybody in the Cubs wasn't with Epstein. Everybody in Boston was with him. He left there. I thought, well, I can make a fresh start and do stuff. Yeah, they won a championship. Yes, they did. But, what did he give up in the process, But Bauer, hey, he is a nut job, man. You watch his channel some nights. I'm not a subscriber to it. I will not subscribe to it, but once in a while I can fall across it. And he was watching the ball game the other night, and Epstein's smart, man. He makes mistakes. Oh yeah. Well, no. I'm not saying anything about Epstein not being a good GM. I just think I think his if he has picking out managers and stuff. I just if he played a part in the managerial searches, I don't like that because I don't think they had greatest of managers and shit. I think the Cubs really, really underperformed. Santana, Hand, Perez. Yeah. And that's a lot of the Phillies too. Phillies, I'm getting a text yesterday from somebody. Do we keep one of these guys? I can't even think of his damn name. He was a utility guy early in the year. Phil Gosselin. And I'm like, no. You do not keep Phil Gosselin. Phil Gosselin batted 220 for you. Yeah, Madden. I thought he was overrated. I really thought Joe Madden was overrated. Um, right now, I'm sure the Astros are looking like, we got Dusty Baker. Nobody in the world was calling Dusty Baker, and we got him. And they don't look so stupid now. That's for sure. We'd like to another starter. They have to get started pitching. Man, I tell you what, a lot of good pitchers got lit up this year. A lot of. We'll see what Ross does this year. I think it was bad. It was not a good year for him. I don't think they played well. Maybe you need 162 games to really decide on something like that, but we'll see what happens. I still call it a questionable move hiring him, but we'll see. That team should win 90 games at least. There's no way they shouldn't win at least 90. I'm talking about the Cubs, and I'm just not sure they will. Oh, I think that team should have won. That team should have won that division, man. I think the team should have won a division. Well, what they had, I mean, my goodness. Hell, you got their pitching is awful a little bit. My Lord, they got Bryant, Schwarber. Damn, I mean Baez. Yeah, they still. I mean, did they even finish 500? I don't even think none of the teams in the division finished 500. That shows you the division. The Reds were the biggest joke in it. Look, the Reds, everybody, we like the Reds. And I was one of them. I was like, yep, I think the Reds can win over 30 games. Big joke. Milwaukee was not a very good team. St. Louis, they played well sometime, but they weren't that great. Pittsburgh sucked. It was the Cubs to win, man. I don't see anybody out there that should have won 35 games. Yeah, okay, they won. They was over 500. I thought they would be over 500, but I think 35-25 was about what they should have been. And then that's why we are taking a year off from Stratomatic. I play in 2020 are all off. All the opt-outs. I don't even want to see the cards for next year. Yeah. So Stratomatic is not going to come up with cards this year? Are they going to come out with cards or they're not going to? Strat. And they are, but you're just not playing. Yeah. I'm not going to buy a set for 60 games. Come out. They said they're going to come out with cards. Oh, okay. I got you. How about this one, guys? Jay Bruce. I'm hearing all kind of questions. So I don't know whether we should start. I don't know whether we should sign Jay Bruce to $1 million or $2 million contract. Jay Bruce, he's played 80 or 81 games for the Phillies. Has hit 18 home runs in those 80 games. That would be, 36 for a season? Sign his ass. Strat always releases a super advanced set of a past season, too. Oh, okay. Yes, he's been on the injured list 5 times. I understand that. Sign the guy. $1 million or $2 million, that's not a risk. $1 million or $2 million is not a risk. 12, 15 million is a risk. Sign Jay Bruce. Get it done. I didn't like it when they didn't sign Brad Miller. Brad Miller's a hell of a ball player. They ended up giving his ass away, and he ends up going to St. Louis. Man, you need a hell of a bench nowadays. You really do. You cannot have people on the bench that can't hit. You just can't afford that. His defensive prowess takes over a game. No, you gotta have somebody show some offense. The 220 shortstop's going away. That's just not there no more. It's just not there. But yeah. I like that. I like that comment. I actually don't think it was from. I don't think the manager made it. I think it was a GM of the Astros. Our future Hall of Famer came through for us, Zach Greinke. So we'll see if that's to be or not to be there. Like I say, the guy turns 37 next week. And what? Tuesday. Monday. Let's say, what's the day? 17th? Tuesday. I have not heard. He was 77, right? I have not heard. Cause of death, Joe Morgan. Polyneuropathy. Polyneuropathy. What is polyneuropathy? Oh. Yeah, Greinke is a bit eccentric, I guess, but he's still not a Hall of Famer. All nerves from the brain to the spinal cord. So he must have been going through some stuff that I didn't know about it anyway. I hadn't heard about it prior to that. I'll give Greinke credit. When he came out there to pull him, he said no. No. He looked the manager in the eye and told him no. And he was going to pull him. I definitely think he was going to pull him. But hey, guess what? I still got it. I still got it. What can we do today? It's 10:38. Only 5 people here. The Darien Racers are always fun to do, but it takes a while. We could do a boxing match. Boxing match. We can do a little bit of anything, or we can just kind of chill until Darley gets back on Monday. So, I'm at work, so I probably can't stay. Okay, give me the football matchups. Oh, okay. Good time to do that. Good time to do it. Football. Week 6 football. All righty. Keith. Man, oh man, I got a whole list of people over here that's got games with us. Texans at the Titans. Texans at the Titans. And wow, we've got both within the 4 guys. What's up, hobbyist? What's going on? If you want to make your picks on live chat, you certainly can this morning. Football, first game of the week. Houston Texans at Tennessee Titans. No Thursday games, obviously, this week. It is very cold. I had to cut my heat on. First day. So, Titans played Tuesday, yes. Titans did play Tuesday. I took it into account, though. They're at home, though. They are at home. Mm-hmm. Wow, he likes the Texans there. I'm still going. I think the Titans are the better team. I really do. Ravens at the Eagles. Ravens at the Eagles. Eagles, the best one-win team out there. I believe they are. I truly believe they are the best one-win team out there. But Ravens coming to town, coming to Philly. Sports Time Machine likes the Texans as well. Okay. Ravens 32-24. You know what? I actually picked it. I actually picked the Eagles to win this game, 18-17. I like the Eagles in this game this week. I really do. This is a team. What was his name? Johnson, Lamar. His name's not Johnson. Lamar. What is his name? Why do I want to call a kid Johnson? Quarterback for the Ravens, Jackson. That's it. Lamar Jackson. I think this is one. I think this is one that does not play in his favor. These guys are fast, probably the fastest defense in the NFL. Eagles. I think they're going to beat them. Falcons at the Vikings. Falcons at the Vikings. Okay. And look, I think this way. Matt Ryan is putting on a show or trying to put on a show for anybody that wants to trade for him. That's what I think happens. I think there's a good chance he's going to be a 49er or be playing for another team within the next few weeks. Could be Dallas. I really think so. Matt Ryan, I think somebody's going to trade for him and get him. I really believe it. Vikings 24 and Falcons 23. I actually picked the Falcons in this game. I just have a load of confidence in Matt Ryan, none in their defense, 38-37. Do you think San Francisco has given up on Jimmy G? They benched him last week. Middle of the game, they benched his ass. I mean, he pulled him to the side and told him to take a seat. So I don't know. Browns at the Steelers. But Jimmy G came back last week, and they didn't like what they saw. They benched his ass. They haven't given Jimmy G a full array of plays and just let him go out there and play. They've tied his hands up every time he's put one out there. I don't want – that's the one time Shanahan has made no sense to me at all. He's always had good quarterbacks, but damn, he's like he doesn't trust Garoppolo. I don't know. I don't want to open the whole book to him. Browns 31-26. Wow. That'll be interesting. I still got the Steelers winning. I think they go 5-0. Bengals at the Colts. Colts are another team looking for a quarterback. They've pretty much said they don't trust Rivers. They haven't made it public, but if they can get an upgrade, I think they'd take it. I really believe it. I don't think Stafford will be going nowhere, but who the hell knows? Bengals 28-21 says Mike and Keith. Keith's not as hard on Rivers as some of us are. He's not too tough on. Yeah, he's not too tough on Rivers. I don't like Rivers in this game either. 29-23. Lions at Jaguars. I went against everybody. Everybody else took the same team. I went against them this week. We'll see what happens. Lions at the Jaguars. Sports Time Machine likes the Lions, 21-17. Keith. I'm going to say Keith says 28-17 Jags. We'll see how close it is. Oh, wow. He's got the Lions big in this game. Wow. I'm really surprised. But I took in Lions too. I got them about points, but you like them big. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Bears at the Panthers. Bears at the Panthers. And it's kind of weird. Virtually everybody that picked, except one person, thinks this is going to be a high-scoring game. I don't know if it will be or not. I'm not so sure it will be, but we all picked it to be a real high-scoring game. Bears and Panthers. In Bridgewater, the Bears 17-10. Wow. He likes the Panthers 20-17. Wow. Washington football team at the Giants. Washington football team at the Giants. Me and Keith knew how hard it is to go against Washington. But I went against them this week. I was just like, you know what? When do they ever win into friggin' Meadowlands? They just, when they go up, it's like they drop a fucking bomb on their, whatever the cab or whatever or the bus that they're riding in on. And it's just total devastation. I've never seen a team. Yeah, I'm with you. I've never seen a team play as shitty as Washington plays in the Meadowlands. They always do. They play good in Philly. They play good in Dallas. But, man, you turn them loose up in East Rutherford. They look like shit. Now, and that idiot quarterback, that stupid son of a bitch, they're gonna trade him. You wait and see. They may even release him, but I hope they trade him. He's a damn misgiant extra point. Oh, wide right. They've won off a wide right before. Maybe they lose off a wide right. That Haskins kid is a damn. He is. I mean, he is a real joke. It's a crying shame, but yeah, he's nothing to write home about. That's for sure. I didn't like him when they I didn't like him when they got him. Broncos and Patriots. Broncos and Patriots. They've been wanting to play this game 3 friggin' weeks. They finally gonna get a chance to now. Broncos and Patriots. Cam plays, supposedly, but he's got to get tested one more time. But so far, he's cleared. He'll get tested in the morning, but all of them get tested tomorrow. I'm talking like he's got a special test going on. Mike likes them 28-10 over the Broncos. Yeah, Broncos really. That's another team without Drew Lock. They really account. And Drew Lock's not the greatest quarterback in the world, but they just are lost right now. That's a team that's you just got to wonder. 30-18. I went 19-17. I think their defense keeps them in it for a while, but we'll see. Jets and Dolphins. Does Gase pack his suitcase? If they lose this week, he does. It's going to be Gase. Well, Alex Smith's starting this week. I think Alex Smith is going to start this week. I think that's what I heard. I know it's not Haskins. Haskins has been starting quarterback for the Washington football team this week. No, Kyle Allen. They're going back to Kyle Allen. Haskins misses practice. Allen to start at Giants. Dolphins 33-20. Yeah. I put 33-18. They missed 2-point conversion. What's going on, Huss? Packers at Buccaneers. At Brian. We just was talking about Ohio State University and their quarterback or their ex-quarterback, Dwayne Haskins. Somebody, I've seen their betting show. Yeah, it's okay. Dion's on it too. Dion's on it sometime. Packers 34-24. Okay. You know what? I actually went with Buccaneers this week. I'm on the Buccaneers ship, I guess. Sunday night football, Rams and Niners. It looks like Saban probably is not going to be on the sideline tonight. Saban against Georgia. We'll see what happens, but it doesn't look like he's going to be there, even though he tested negative yesterday. Bag of pigs. Green Bay 35-28, huh? Rams easily over the Niners. Keith likes a tight game, 27-21. I mean, 24-21. 24-21. Yeah. That quarterback, Dwayne Haskins has made a joke of himself. He really has. Now if he even came out off the bench, I mean, you couldn't even put him in now. I don't think you could. Monday night, we're going to have two games. Two games Monday. Let's go with the late game first. Cardinals, Cowboys. Cowboys came out with this statement this week saying our offense will not change in the least. Andy Dalton said, we will run our offense just like with me in there, just like we would with any other quarterback. Andy Dalton said that. Now, I'm gonna say this. They're not going to go down and score in 2 plays like they've been doing. But their defense may actually get a chance to rest now. I like the Cowboys too. I like the Cowboys in this game. The Cardinals, up and coming Cardinals. And then they go to town somewhere and just get, the royal crap beat out of them. It's terrible. Game of the week. Game of the week. Chiefs at the Bills. Chiefs at the Bills. Game of the week. 5 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow. And it will be on TV. 5 o'clock. Chiefs and Bills. I think it's the 2 best teams in the AFC, guys. I really do. Everybody said Baltimore. I like these 2 teams. Keith, hey, wow. Keith lays the gauntlet down and says the Bills end up, and Pittsburgh's undefeated. Don't get me wrong. Pittsburgh's undefeated. We know that. Tennessee's undefeated. We know that. The Bills are, I think, I'm with you, Keith. I think the Bills are the best team in the NFL. All the way across the board. I don't care if you give me Green Bay. I like the Bills. I really do. I think this is a team, this quarterback, man, he fits the system perfectly. You don't see it happen too often, but man, Josh Allen? I've only got to watch him twice this year, but man, oh man. He reminds me more of Troy Aikman when he was in Dallas. And nobody talks about Troy Aikman no more. The other week we were talking about good quarterbacks in Dallas. Said something about, do you think he's better than Romo? And I'm thinking, okay, just before Romo, let's turn the clock back just a little bit. Does Bell help the Chiefs much? We'll see what kind of attitude he had in New York, but I think anybody would get that kind of attitude in New York. But he's had attitude a lot of times. He left Pittsburgh. How much do we call much? Let me lay this out there for you guys. Le'Veon Bell gets 50 yards rushing. Yes or no? I'm going to say no. Le'Veon Bell in this game gets 50 yards rushing. I'm definitely saying no. Oh, Bell's not playing this week. Bell's not even playing. Okay. Well, I know he won't get 50 yards this week. Okay. Thank you. Thank you there, Apple Brian. Yeah. All right. So we won't go in what ifs in. But, you know, the Chiefs are a very, very good team. Chiefs are a very, very good team. I think they're better than the Titans. Straight up, I think they're better than the Titans. I really do. Points per game, are they any better at points per game with Bale? I don't think so. I don't think he makes that much difference. I don't think so. You know, they need the kid on the outside to really perform for them. That's, you know, between Kelsey and that little jitterbug, what's his name? I can't even think of his name, but man, he is so fast. That's what makes a difference for that team. Speed. And then Kelsey's just a big ox that can catch the ball and can run through people. He's just huge. Not West. He's the wide receiver, the little wide receiver. Number 10. What is his name? Fast as grease lightning. They need him on the Clyde Edwards-Helaire. No, I ain't talking about a running back. I'm talking about the wide receiver that what the heck is his name? Hill, Tyreek Hill. Yeah, they need him. Hey, they need him. Personally, I think they need him more than anybody on the offense, including the quarterback. They got to have Hill. They can't stretch defenses without him, but he can stretch any defense. Any defense. He can make good defensive backs look terrible just by his speed. And that's the player they need more than anybody. And then if they've got another good slot guy, another guy on the other side, somebody a good possession receiver. If they had somebody like an Edelman or something like that, they'd be so ultra dangerous. Not that they're not already, but Edelman to me is a guy. I think he's the best possession receiver in the NFL, and to not run. Every time when they center the ball, he runs no more than 15 steps, catches the ball, and falls down. And you're like, how in the world? But he does it. Sammy Watkins, okay, well, and he was good. He was a great receiver in Clemson. I hadn't seen him so much since he went to the NFL. Where did Watkins leave? Houston? Didn't he leave that dumpster fire of Houston? Where does the Chiefs defense rank right now? I don't think it's way up there. I think it's outside the top 10. Current NFL defensive rankings. All right. And not in the top 8. Wow, they're not in the top 20, guys. Nope, they're not in the top 20. Uh-uh. So their defense is not the greatest, man. Oh, yeah, they are. I'm sorry. They're ninth. They're ninth. Rashad Breeland comes back this week. Guys. Um, yeah. 144 yards on the ground against Derek Carr and the Raiders. And said something about, well, Josh Allen and company bringing even a better offense to the table. Yeah, but do they get some 3 and outs, turnovers, and sacks? Oh yeah, yeah. They have a good front four. Not good as the Bills. Not good as the Bills. I like it. I like the Bills. All 11 of the Bills though. Rashad Breeland, you know as well as I do, Keith. He was in Washington. Rashad Breeland was not somebody we were like, wow, we got Rashad Breeland. We gonna be something now. We were like, okay, we got Rashad Breeland. Let's hope they don't burn Rashad Breeland. That's the way it was. That's the way it was, and they just got him back. So, the Bills' defense, to me, the Bills have a good run attack and a good passing attack, and you don't have to have a top 10 defense if you've got that good of offense. Just like the Cowboys. Cowboys don't have to have a top 10 defense to still be one of the best teams in the NFC. Their offense is crazy good. But you cannot afford to go out here and score two plays. Then the next thing you know, you're in a track match. Both teams just going. They need to come, settle it in a little bit. And if they do that, I think they're a better team. I'm talking about Dallas. We'll see. I think they're going to end up. This is my opinion now. I think the Cowboys end up with a better record with Dalton than they did with Prescott. It's going to be hard to sign Prescott to 35 to 40 million a year if Dallas ends up doing that. I'm not talking about his numbers, but I think they're just going to win. Chiefs might score 100 if they play the Cowboys. The AFC seems to come down to the 5: Bills, Steelers, Ravens, Titans, Chiefs. Agreed. And right now, if I were ranking them, I would go Bills, Chiefs, Titans, Steelers, and Ravens. I think they're close. I really do. Look, I'm not on the Ravens train, guys. I'm not one of them that said they can go 16-0 this year. I'm not one of those people. I think they're overrated. I really do think they're overrated. But I don't think the Steelers are as good as 4-0. I think the Steelers can get beat. Steelers and Ravens, it'd be hard for me to say that one of them won't win one place and one of them win at the other place. I think they're built a lot alike. They both like to run, and they both like to stop the run. And when you can stop and run, and then you got 7 guys who can go back and do their job, flip a coin. It's all about coverage, man-to-man, zone, kicking game, quarterback play. NFC just doesn't have a super team, in my opinion. I'm with you there. 49ers have flopped. I mean, the closest thing to a super team probably is Seattle. Green Bay, smoke and mirrors. You get to play the Vikings twice, you get to play the Bears twice, and you get to play the Lions twice. So come on. I mean, let's wake up from that one. I don't know. I know most people are going to tell you the Packers are head and shoulders the best in the NFC. I don't think so. I think they can get beat around. Their offensive line is still suspect. Who have they beaten? Let's see, who have they beaten? Let's see who they've got still left. Green Bay Packers schedule 2020. All right. Well, first off, let's see who they've beaten so far. See, they've beaten that Saints team already. They went in there and beat the Saints. They got the Bucks this week. Yeah, I think the Bucks can beat them. The one thing you got to do to beat Green Bay is you got to hit their quarterback. He's got an attitude. He does not like to get touched. Rams. Oh yeah, I forgot about the Rams. Yeah, I'm not even sure the Rams are not better than. I'm not sure the Rams are not better than the Seahawks. But look at this coming up. After this week, they go to the Texans. They don't thrill nobody. They got the Vikings coming to town. They go into the 49ers. Now, the 49ers may get their quarterback situation set by then. They do have a defense that can hit Rodgers, and that's the number one thing you got to have. If you're going to beat the Packers, you got to hit Rodgers and hit him and hit him and hit him. He hates it. He gets so pissed. And, he's one of those quarterbacks that kind of flies off your handle sometimes. They got to play the Colts. They got the Bears coming to town. They got the Eagles coming to town. That's another team. I'm telling you, man, the Eagles, they're the best one-win team out there because the Eagles are physical. That's the one thing they are. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you never know. Well, hell, when he was in Washington, he was the same way. You never knew which Kirk Cousins you was getting. 350 yards, 4 touchdowns, no INTs, or the 220 yards, 4 INT, no touchdown. Yeah, I think so too. The Eagles, number one thing is they cannot lose this week and have the Cowboys win this week. That'll destroy them. Packers got to go to the Lions. Panthers coming to the Packers. Titans coming to the Packers. Now that's a team equipped to beat the Packers. The Titans, we can run the ball and we can hit the quarterback. That's the last game of the year. Titans and the Packers. Oh, no. Then the Packers and the Bears. That's the last game of the year. So they really don't have a tough schedule at all. Yeah. I think their quarterback is just – you can't – look, he looks like – when he's out there running, he may be 6 feet tall, but I don't think he is. I don't think there's no way in hell he's 6 feet tall. But when he's running, he looks like he's that tall compared to everybody else. He's one shot away. That's all it's going to take him is one shot. You cannot allow him to keep running the football like that. If you do, you're going to be drafting another quarterback next year. That's just the way it's going to be. You cannot afford to let these guys run up and down the field and be like, okay, what was your over-under for the Giants in wins? 2. And I say I went over, and I still say over. Even if all they do is beat Washington twice, they'll find another win out there. They may even play the Jets. The toilet bowl. But yeah, my over and under for the Jets was 2, and nobody even jumped on that. They all went under. They could go 0-16. They could go 0-16. And then, okay. Colin Cowherd. Give it a rest. Give it a rest, Colin Cowherd. I see this, and he's in love with the Colts. He's like, I see this Colts team being a great team. or a good team. And they could be great if they had a quarterback. Because he's not a big Phillip Rivers fan either. So why don't they go out to it's funny talking about it. Why don't they get in contact with the Jets and see if they can get Sam Darnold? Sam Darnold is a younger right-handed version of Matt Leinart. That's it. Sam Darnold, he's in love with that guy, Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold. Look, sometimes you just got to drop bait and let it go. Let the fish eat it. Sam Darnold. But he seriously said that. He seriously said, yeah, if Rivers, and like I say, he's not a Rivers fan. Rivers is definitely outplayed. Come on, Sam Darnold. I'm not a Rivers fan, but man, I'd much rather have Rivers over Sam Darnold. If Rivers can't tighten up, maybe they can go out and be lucky enough to find Sam Darnold. Oh, my Lord. And I feel bad for the Giants quarterback. What's his name? Daniel Jones? Yeah, I'm a Duke guy. That's that's way back in my past. But obviously we had discussions with Duke back 35 years ago. But school is wonderful, and the place is just beautiful. But I do feel bad for him. I really do. I feel bad. Really bad for Jones. There's some quarterbacks out there that really don't deserve what they get. Matt Ryan, find him a home, guys. Somebody, if he went to the 49ers, if he got traded to them, instant Super Bowl contender. I really believe that. But I don't know if it'll happen or not. I would trade him. Give me 2 number 1 picks for him. Or hell, give me 1 number 1 and a 3. You don't think a team would do that? If they could think they could, right? What is he, 30? Well, how old? Ryan is 36, isn't he? You might not give 2. You wouldn't give 2 for him, but Matt Ryan's age. He's 35. 35. So he don't have that many more years in him. You might give, if he can get a number 1 or a number 2 for him, when will the Steelers get a successor to Big Ben? Well, they got to get him this year. They got to this year. And I'm not so sure it's going to be in the draft. Who I'm hearing, you probably won't like to hear, but I keep hearing Nick Foles' name mentioned. That they actually want to go back to Trubisky in Chicago. Nick Foles is not the answer, and as a successor anyway, he's not what they need. You need a kid. I really don't know how many teams would take even a flyer on Dwayne Haskins. I mean, if they're your favorite team, folks, would you actually say, look, let's trade a 4th-round pick and let's get Dwayne Haskins, or a 5th-round pick? I don't even know if he's worth that. If he goes out and wins for you, sure he's worth it. But is he worth the hassle? Haskins is not an option for him. I agree. I don't think he is either. But they're still talking about trading him. They're still talking about him having on the trading block. And then, then the bigger news, Carson Wentz. Do the Eagles grow a set and get rid of him? If so, if so, where does Wentz go? If they decide Hurts is our answer. And I'm gonna tell you right now, folks. I'm gonna tell you right now, before any of the paint hits the canvas, Philadelphia, you don't know what the hell you got going on. Carson Wentz, don't get me wrong. Carson Wentz, I don't think is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. But if you think Jalen Hurts is, you're out of your friggin' minds. Jalen Hurts got benched in college for another quarterback. That's all. Yeah, I mean, come on. Now, and a lot of people, well, so did Tom Brady. Yeah, Tom Brady got benched in college, but when he came up, he had, when he had his chance, I think it's totally different. I really do. If Hurts may go out, Hurts was going to lose that title win. I think so too. Hurts had no clue, and that's the thing. He was going up against a bunch of roughneck college kids that knew he was running the football every time. Well, we've never seen him throw the ball we've never seen Hurts throw the ball 40 yards. That limits a lot. That lets the defense know, guess what? We can come even closer. Does he have speed? I don't think he has the speed that the Cardinals quarterback has. I sure don't think yet. He's fast, but I don't think he's that fast. And I think he'd be more running for his life than he would be running for first downs. I really do. They've got a guard this week that's actually not going to play. And that's almost made me change my pick to Baltimore, but I'm sticking with Philadelphia. I'm not an Eagles fan either. By no stretch am I an Eagles fan. But when I lived there, I knew the grit and determination that team had. It always had a grit and determination. It was crazy. It really was. I just don't see. I just don't see the Eagles getting better, getting rid of Wentz right now. Yes, maybe when it's draft time, if you can pull up and get North Carolina versus Florida State, ass whipping time. Yeah, to say the least. By how many? They're playing in Florida State. Okay, they playing in Florida State on a track field. That's gonna be a butt whipping. I'm telling you. Pitch that in another 10. Easily. 40 burger, easy today. That's not even gonna be a problem. 40. And Florida State don't even know which end of the football to hold. They had some trouble. You saw what happened to Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech is much better than Florida State. North Carolina is that much better. North Carolina's, they ranked eighth right now. I'm telling you, North Carolina's going to give Clemson a game. That's how good they are. They're closer to Clemson than they are Florida State. They really are. You wait and see. And you saw Miami get smeared. They got smeared by Clemson. Carolina do the same thing to Miami. And Miami's got a lot of speed on defense. I don't care. They are that good. They don't miss Mitchell Trubisky. Trust me. Mitchell Trubisky. Oh, me. They don't miss him. No. And he was a good college quarterback down there. You know, he played at Carolina. But this kid they got now, he is a quarterback. He's going to be good. And he's what? Let's see. Sophomore, junior. I don't think he's a senior yet. I don't think he is. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do another chili. I'm gonna do another chili live if anybody wants to do it. A couple people's asked me to do it. I'm gonna do it. Get your ingredients if you want to cook with me, guys. I'll do it. University of North Carolina's quarterback, Sam Howell. Is that his name? I couldn't even tell you. And where is he at right now? He's considered one of the best in the country. Sophomore. Oh my goodness. 20 years old. ACC Rookie of the Year last year. ACC Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Military Bowl MVP last year. Yeah. I didn't think. I thought they were. Let's see what the. Who will win in North Carolina or Florida State? Not basketball. North Carolina versus Florida State football 2020. Let's see what the prognosticators have got. Virginia Wake Forest. I don't know a lot about Wake Forest. Virginia is a decent football team. They're better than they've been. Let's see. The over-under tonight is 64 on that Carolina-Florida State game. I'm not on Sportsline. Somebody out there on sportsline.com, let me know who they picked. You have to join all this crap now. If you're already joined, you can let me know. Tomahawk Nation, I don't want to hear what Tomahawk Nation says because they're going to say Carolina's going to kill us today. They say it every week. We're in a hole and we can't dig out of it. But today they really are in a hole. They can't dig out of it. Forecasted numbers. 75% have Carolina, 25% have Florida State. I don't join that stuff either. Sam Howell, 387 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 INT. That's what they're predicting, 387. And Carter, their running back, who's averaging, all he's averaging is 10 yards a rush. 40 rushes, 413 yards. They're saying he's going to get 97 yards today. I would take Carolina 13.5 all day long. I would take that even up better than the 64 over under. I'd take Carolina 13.5 all day long. Virginia, Wake Forest. What's it line on that? I figure Virginia on the road, probably 5-point favorite. Probably a 5-point favorite, something like that. But I hadn't seen Wake play. Wake was good last year. Wake was very good. Was it last year they went 7-0? That might be a team that may even be favored over Virginia. I think the spread was 1.5. Okay, let's see. Cavaliers versus Demon Deacons football. I'm actually going out in just a few minutes. I hadn't been doing much of anything. Last thing was 1.5. Both teams are 1-2. All right. Cavaliers favored by 2.5 points. Man, oh man. They're on the road though. You know what? I'm gonna take Wake. Both of them 1-2 teams. Both of them suck. Anytime you got two teams that are not very good, I'll take a home team. I'll give them as much as 3 points right here. It's 2.5. I'd take Wake and give up the points. Oh, actually, you taking points. Taking points. 2.5 points. In a heartbeat. Tonight's game, though, Alabama, Georgia. I got a feeling that point spread is going to go down. Crimson Tide versus Bulldogs football. Now, I think they're playing in Georgia. You gotta like Alabama in this game. You gotta like Alabama. I'm sorry. Number 2 against number 3, but come on. Alabama opens. They're opened at 6.5. I told you. And then went as low as 4. Now it's 5. And it looks like Saban may be on the sideline tonight. So we'll see. Especially if the line went from 4 back up to 5. I like Saban's chances of being on the sideline tonight. What's your point? 5 points? That's a little much, though. But that quarterback for Alabama is really good. And Alabama has a way most time in third and fourth quarters to learn how to score maybe a touchdown or two that you weren't expecting. I like Alabama. I like Alabama in that game. Big Ten decides not to play for another week, right? Who does Oklahoma play today? They're off this week. Play TCU next week. TCU. Not that Oklahoma really matters now. They really don't. Virginia Tech football 2020 schedule. I'll look and see who they're playing. I know they got Liberty coming up. I'm going to actually try to go over there and watch that game if I can go up and watch that game. 17th. Playing at Blacksburg. That don't tell me a lot. They're at home today. Versus Boston College. Boston College. What's their record? 2-1. 2-1. And now let's see what Boston College's record is. 8.5 hours they'll be playing, so they're playing tonight too. 8 o'clock, ACC Network. What's our record? Jeez. Boston College Eagles 2020 football record. 3-1. Jeff Hafley, head coach. Oh, okay. Texas State. Oh, okay. We know who you've played in. Texas State. They beat Duke and Texas State and lost to Carolina and beat Pittsburgh by a point. But wow. They kept it with Carolina within 4 points. They sure did. But they played 3 straight games at home. Now they're going on the road. They got a tough schedule ahead, too. They got how about this one? At Virginia Tech versus Georgia Tech, at Clemson, at Syracuse, playing Notre Dame, playing Louisville, then going to Virginia. That will tear their season all to hell. I like Virginia Tech in this ball game. At home, I don't know a tougher place to play. Lane Stadium is tough. It really is a tough place to play. Maybe Texas A&M. I don't know. Texas A&M, a 12th man. Swamp is not a great place to play. Death Valley, Clemson's not a great place to play. Obviously, Notre Dame is not a great place to step in and try to get a win. But what were you saying regarding the Phillies earlier? I think, number one, JT Realmuto, you let him walk. You let him walk. If he's wanting 26 to 30 million a year for 6 years, he's gonna be a first baseman for you for 2 or 3 of those years. Let him walk. There's better places you can spend your money. I'm not even sure that I wouldn't try to get the Yankees catcher, Sanchez. They've given up on him. They've given up. But I like Andy Knapp too. I like Andrew Knapp. Is he going to bat 300 for you? Probably not. Is he going to hit 25 home runs for you? Probably not. But for the money you're spending right now, you got to be thinking. You got to be thinking defense. I mean, pitching. As soon as Tampa's done, you got to try to talk to their GM and say, look, we know how much money you make. We'll triple it. If you make $1.5 million, we'll pay you $4.5 million. You got to make it sweet where he's got to get the hell out of there. Was always criticized for his work behind the dish. Yeah, Sanchez. Yeah, I don't think you pay him $20 million for his bat. Now, if you want to pay him $15 million to play first base, that's fine. And if you're in the American League and you're willing to pay him 10, 12, 14 million for his bat, that's fine. But yeah, behind the dish, he's not the greatest. Yep, he's not. But Realmuto is really good. He's got a great arm too. So this is what I would do. If I'm the Phillies, I wait and find out what Tampa's got going on. Okay? Find out what Tampa's going on as far as their GM. Will you come to town? He would be my number 1 selection. Number 2, if you ain't heard nothing about Boston getting Bean, I'd contact Bean. Billy Bean or his assistant GM. It doesn't matter. Either one. Would you come to Philly? Full autonomy. You know, if you don't think Joe Girardi's doing a good job, you can get rid of his ass. Yeah. He's I think he's definitely his days in New York's gone. So I would try to pick Tampa's GM, number one. Number two, I would love to have Billy Beane, but I think Billy Beane is a good chance he goes to Boston. I think it's a good chance. If neither one of those two come true, then I try to get the guy that was Dombrowski, Dave Dombrowski. Now, the first thing you're going to say is, okay, you're not going to have a farm club. All right. What has Dave Dombrowski always done? He's torn down farm clubs. Yes, he has. No doubt about that. But he's always won World Series too. He's always brought you a title. So you might not like the way he does it. He'll tear a franchise down. But the way Phillies can spend money, the Yankees and Boston don't need the best farm clubs. If you can go out there and pick and choose who you want. As far as I'm concerned, you don't have to. You got to be good as far as evaluating talent. That is the impression I got, Brian. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he's not great. And like you say, he seems uninterested. He just doesn't care. And you cannot be that way in New York or Philadelphia. Philadelphia call you out on it too. But that's what I would like to see happen. I'd like for him to get that GM in Tampa. Offer him a king's ransom. We'll sign you $5 million just for signing up with us. And then look, stay with us 8 years. Stay with us. We don't want one championship. We want a few. Let's stockpile picks. Let's stockpile, whatever you got to do. You do your thing. Because you do it well in Tampa and you don't spend no money. And right now, of the four teams, who has a better pitching staff? I'd be hard pressed to say Tampa doesn't have the best pitching between LA, Atlanta, Houston, and Tampa. And Tampa's got the lightest payroll by far. By far. I mean, Tampa spends one third of what the Dodgers, or 1/4 of what the Dodgers do. Look at their payroll; it's sick bad. You look at some of the players that they've got. When Charlie Morton is your highest paid player at $15 million, something's up. Something's up, and he's their highest paid. And it was just—I'm telling you, it's just. They know he knows talent down there. He knows talent when he sees it. And not everybody doesn't throw 95 miles an hour. Some of them can throw different ways. That's what impresses me. That they're not just going after guys with bullet arms, rifle arms. No. They're going after whatever they see that they think fits their agenda. I don't think Kiermaier is a free agent. I think Kevin Kiermaier, we wish, yeah. Oh, my gosh. Kevin Kiermaier contract status. And look, where would you place Kevin Kiermaier on center fielders? Would he be in the top 10? I think by far he's easily a top 10 center fielder. He signed in the spring. He signed in March. 6 years. You'll never guess what he's making. $50 million. 6 years, $50 million. $8 million a year. I'm telling you, these dudes get brainwashed. There is no money to be had. We cannot spend any money. You will have to take this contract. To me, that's a deal for Tampa. 6 years, $50 million. Now, I think that's a 48. I mean, 8.25. No, 8.3 million. 8.3. And you got him signed up for 6 years. Yeah. He actually signed for 50. His difference is long, probably. Yeah. They gave him a $3 million signing bonus. $53 million. Let's see how old he is. How old is Kevin Kiermaier? 30. 30. Blake Snell, 27. Yandy Diaz, 29. Willie Adames, 25. Joey Wendell, 30. Austin Meadows, 25. Charlie Morton, 36, but they only signed him for 2 years. That, folks, is why they're good. They're a young team. They talented too. And yeah, they didn't sign him for 6 years, $125 million, and give him $12 million a year. We give him $8 million a year. Or I mean, 15, 20 million rather. Oh, he's done great. He's done great, but the fact is, he's had good players. He's had some real good players. The GM right there is the MVP of the team. The GM, and I really think that. Who you like today? Who's your picks, guys? I made my picks earlier. I'll write them down right here. Picks as to who's going to win tonight. First off, Braves and Dodgers. Fried and Bueller. Fried and Bueller. Who you like, Keith? Keith's got to go with the Dodgers. Nah, I don't know about that. I thought he would. Yeah. Anybody else out there? Anybody else out there? I'm going with Max Fried. Lefty. He's a little tricky. Astros, McCullers, Rays, Charlie Morton. Can Charlie Morton make some of that $15 million up tonight? Big game. Astros and Rays. Anybody in the channel, if you'd like to give who you think's winning today, Braves and Dodgers. Braves and Dodgers, that's one. And then Astros and Rays. You know what? Even if he's on short rest, if he only pitches 2-3 innings, I think everybody's going to have a quick hook tonight. You cannot afford to go down 2-3 nothing. You cannot afford that. There's no way. If let's say, for instance, the Dodgers come out and score 2 runs or 3 early runs, Fried's gone. You got to take him out. You cannot afford. This is not one. Well, he's your ace. You got no. You got to take him out. I don't care if you got to go pick up Joe the Bum from around the corner. You got to put somebody else in there and give your team a chance. I'll say at least one team tonight within the first 2 innings comes and takes their pitcher out. I'm not going to say he can go full 2 innings. I'm saying less than 2 innings. One of them will go less than 2 and gets pulled tonight. Somebody's not going to have their best stuff. You wait and see. Fried, Bueller, McCullers, whoever. I'll say somebody gets yanked early. But that, when they're yanked that early, that your bullpen knows tonight all hands on deck anyway. Everybody's up. It don't matter what your name is, you can get the call tonight. Yeah. And I personally think there's a chance you can see Kershaw pitch. It may not be the 1 batter, 2 batters, whatever, but I think you could see him pitch tonight. I really do. I think there's a chance. But So Keith likes the Dodgers and Rays. I like the Braves and Rays. Nobody's showing the Astros any love. It's hard to beat a team 4 in a row, man. It really is. Rays proved that earlier. Now the Astros are going to prove it. I think the Rays win tonight. The Braves, the Dodgers. That's just been a knock fest. I mean, just a slap around fest. A lot of runs been scored in some of those games, but if there's going to be a player that has to step up tonight, if there's going to be a player that's got to step up, Ozzie Albies. I just don't like the Astros. If there's got to be a team, each player, Ozzie Albies has got to step up for the Phillies. He needs to do that. Dodgers. Boy, who needs to step up? Well, I would obviously say Walker Buehler, but I will say Jock Peterson. Jason Jock Peterson. I think Peterson has to step up. For the Astros, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. There's no doubt that the kid at third base has got to step up. He's got to step in there and do something there. The Rays, Kiermaier, he needs to come in there and just he kind of forces his will. Diaz is, I hear a lot of people say, well, Diaz and this and that. Kiermaier, I still think is the glue of the team. I really do. Give me a thumbs up, guys. We got all of our NFL picks in. We've got all of our baseball picks. I'll probably be back on here a little later. If anybody we're bored or something and we want to do a racers, we can do a racers game or something like that. Thinking about going to the store, getting the stuff I need to make chili. But I got a couple things I need to do here at their house. I agreed with the wife I'd do while she was gone. So I think I'll be doing that now. And then I'll watch Manchester City play 12-31. They're playing today. If anybody, no, I am not a Liverpool fan, folks. I am not a Liverpool fan. But dear Lord, go back and watch Liverpool-Everton. I'm sure it's on YouTube by now. Liverpool-Everton, the offside call. Okay? The one that they're saying his body is past it, I'm telling you, it's not a pencil or pen. It's not that much. And I don't even think it's at all, but it's like, to me, it's crazy. If you get a chance, go and watch it because it's such a joke. It really is. It really is that VAR crap. And I'm sure Alan's happy about it. And it kind of made me smile too to see Everton win again. But it's really becoming a nuisance watching that stuff. So you all have a great day. I will try to be back on here tonight, this evening sometime. Who knows what we might try to get into. Okay? Later.